Hence, range of sine inverse function is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. It is called principal value. Now, in 11th science, you know that graph of trigonometric function lies on x-axis and inverse trigonometric function lies on y-axis. See, y is equals to sine inverse x. The graph of sine inverse x is exists on y-axis like this. This is pi by 2. This is minus pi by 2. This is a graph of sine inverse x. Now, all the inverse trigonometric function domain and function is sine inverse x, so domain is minus 1 to 1 and range of sine inverse x is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Number 2, cos inverse x. Domain of cos inverse x is minus 1 to 1 and range of cos inverse x is 0 to 5. Third one is tan inverse x. Tan inverse x. Domain of tan inverse x is R and range is in open bracket minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Now, function is cot inverse x, domain is R and range is open bracket 0 comma pi. Number 5, function is cosec inverse x, range is domain is R minus in open bracket minus 1 to 1 and range is minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2 minus in curly bracket 0. Sec inverse x, domain is R minus 1 to 1, range is 0 comma pi minus in curly bracket pi by 2. Now we have to see the properties of inverse trigonometric function. This is a sine inverse x. So sine inverse x is equals to cosec inverse 1 upon x. How is this possible? So we can understand this with the figure. Suppose that this is the angle theta. Sine inverse x means x upon 1. Sine theta is equals to opposite upon hypotenuse. This is a x. This is a opposite upon hypotenuse. This is 1 minus x square. So cosec inverse in this equation, in this figure, cosec theta is equals to 1 upon x. So theta is equals to cosec inverse 1 upon x. Hence prove that sin inverse x is equals to cosec inverse 1 upon x. Second is cos inverse x is equals to sec inverse 1 upon x. This explanation is according to this figure. And last one is tan inverse x is equals to cot inverse 1 upon x. This is the three properties of inverse trigonometric functions. Now angle property. Number 1, sin inverse minus x is equals to minus sin inverse x. Second one is cos inverse minus x is equals to pi minus cos inverse x. Third property is tan inverse minus x is equals to minus tan inverse x. Fourth one is cot inverse minus x is equals to pi minus cot inverse x. Fifth one is sec inverse minus x is equals to pi minus sec inverse x. Sixth one is cosec inverse x. Cosec inverse minus x is equals to minus cosec inverse x. Here three functions are, that is cosec inverse minus x, cot inverse minus x, and sec inverse minus x. Three functions are the function in which negative angle in turn pi minus function itself. That is cos inverse minus x is equals to pi minus cos inverse x. Another one is cot inverse minus x is equals to pi minus cot inverse x. And third one is sec inverse minus x is equals to pi minus sec inverse x. Now students, we can do exercise 2.1 based on above identities. Question number 1 is sine inverse minus 1 by 2. Now sine, you know that sine inverse minus x is minus sine inverse x. This is this type of sum, sine inverse minus 1 by 2. So first of all, common out negative sign, sine inverse 1 upon 2. So answer is minus sine inverse 1 by 2. Now minus sine inverse, put the value of 1 by 2 in terms of sine angle. So 1 by 2 is value of sine pi by 6. So answer is, this is cancelled, so answer is minus pi by 6. Question number 5 is cos inverse minus 1 by 2. So according to property of cos inverse minus x is cos inverse minus x is equals to pi minus cos inverse x. So answer is pi minus cos inverse 1 upon 2, pi minus cos inverse, as it is 1 by 2 value in the term of cos is cos pi by 3. So answer is cos inverse cos cut. So pi minus pi by 3 is equals to 2 pi by 3. This is the answer. Inverse root 3 by 2. So cos inverse root 3 upon 2. This is a very simple question. Cos inverse, the value of root 3 by 2 in terms of cos is cos pi by 6. Cos inverse cos cut, because this is a range of 0 to pi. So answer is pi by 6. Question number 6. Tan inverse minus 1. So property of tan inverse minus x. Tan inverse minus x is equals to minus tan inverse x. So answer is common out minus term, tan inverse 1 minus tan inverse, put the value of 1 in terms of tan is tan pi by 4. This is in range of tan inverse, so tan inverse tan cut, answer is minus pi by 4. Question number 9. Cos inverse minus 1 by root 2. So property of cos inverse minus x is cos inverse minus x is equals to pi minus cos inverse x. So follow this identity. So pi minus cos inverse 1 upon root 2. Now put the value of 1 upon root 2 is in terms of cos is cos pi by 4. This is in range, because range of cos inverse is 0 to pi, close bracket. So cos inverse cos cut, answer is pi minus pi by 4 is equals to 3 pi by 4. Now the question is tan inverse in bracket 1 plus cos inverse in bracket minus 1 by 2 plus sin inverse in bracket minus 1 by 2. So using identity of tan inverse x is tan inverse, put the value of 1 in terms of tan theta, that is tan pi by 4, plus cos inverse minus x is pi minus cos inverse x, and property of